Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living around here.
Good morning, Peggy Burton. Nice to be here.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
You are looking so good
Thank
today.
you. So are you.
Yes.
I like you in red. Something in red.
I like Peggy
Red,
and whatever.
blue, and
Peggy and whatever.
Yeah.
thank
There you go.
That's very
There
kind.
you go.
Very kind.
Very good. I tell you what, we had you folks that didn't go to South Jackson Civic Center this past Saturday night to hear the Hamilton Brothers. If you ever get a chance to hear them, go hear them, because that was probably as good a show as I've seen, and I don't know when.
It was wonderful. I was so impressed.
Extremely
Yeah.
talented. My goodness gracious. And the sound was huge. The stage was full of instruments and people and singers, and he had a lady in singing that reminded me of
Ella?
the girl that used to come from Memphis.
Well, good grief. You got me on the spot, but I know who you're talking about. Joyce Cobb.
Joyce Cobb.
Yeah.
She was an absolutely incredible voice. What a voice she had.
And which is sad. I just found out Joyce Cobb has pancreatic cancer.
Oh, I thought she'd already passed away.
No, but one of the jazz people that comes out of New York and comes back to Memphis keeps up with me a little bit, and I just got an email from him about her, and I felt real sad because what a great voice.
Yeah.
But that takes us
She
off
has
the
a
Hamiltons.
replacement.
Yes, she does.
No, but they did a good job, and I hope we have an opportunity to bring them back to town. And if we do, if you like music, and I mean, you talk about, there was one point, my favorite deal on the whole thing was Teron and Walter talked about how they used to fight.
Yeah, that was
And he
good.
said, well, why don't we just have a fight right here on stage? You start. And Walter plays a bass. I mean, he's
He's
Primus.
phenomenal, yeah.
He's Primus. He's as good as anybody I've ever heard. And he started hitting those licks, and then Teron stood up and got this keyboard, and it was set to funk.
It was
And
great.
he, they were cutting heads, man, and it was absolutely marvelous.
They actually do that for a living now?
Yeah, they produce.
They're professional. Okay.
Teron has a studio, and maybe they all are probably in on it together. I don't know all that history. We need to have them back and
Yeah,
on the
talk
show
about-
and just
talk
talk
about
what
what's
all
going
they
on.
do, because they're phenomenal. I was impressed by the guitar with the hat on it over to the side
Yeah.
to represent their dad.
Yeah, that was
Walter.
Walter's guitar.
I thought that was really special.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's a good show. It's a great show.
did you get any
Outstanding.
footage on that?
No, you're not supposed to do
Oh,
that.
I know that. I just wondered if
And they had
you
a-
We play by
allowed
the
us to
rules,
do
don't
it.
We play by the rules. They had a camera crew
Not
down
always,
there anyway.
but now we do.
Well,
So, and Tullahoma got beat by Winchester last Friday night. They played a good ball game though. They just, in the fourth quarter, they were down by 3 points and ended up getting beat 41-24. So
Yeah, you said this on your show with John Olive Saturday morning, but that game was a lot closer than that final score. And I know that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
cliche,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but than the final score.
And
indicated.
but they played a whole lot better than they did against Coffee County, and that's what you have to do. Even
get
the
better every
pros.
time. Yeah.
What you try to do is you start off and you just have to get better every week, and you're a better football team at the end than you are at the beginning.
Yeah.
and Franklin County had some good players.
Yeah, they had some good players, sure did.
So,
So it's of course, football's in the air. College football starts this week.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
I think all the Tennessee fans are ready, because this is they've been getting the pundits have been putting Tennessee up there, at least in the top 25.
They are, number 25 in most polls,
Yeah.
But of course, Tennessee, there's a lot of talent on that team now since Bush Jones took over, but there's not as much depth as you probably need to
Make a run.
make a run for the conference championship.
Right.
But they're almost there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't be just.
So that's great.
Because you know how it is
That's
in
great.
football. Somebody gets hurt, and some key players get hurt, and it kind of makes a big difference if you don't have a lot of depth.
Well, and one of the things they're talking about in the professional ranks is they play 4 preseason games, and some of the best players in the NFL have been hurt. Mm-hmm. Jordy Nelson, that plays for the Cheeseheads, Green Bay Packers.
yeah.
I mean, he was the number 1 receiver in the NFL last year. He got hurt in a preseason game, and he's out for the whole season.
Yeah.
that's tough.
So
when
and a
you're
lot of the
dependent on
big
somebody.
guys. Yeah.
And then you kicked out.
So, and that's a brutal sport anyway.
It It really is.
Sure, absolutely.
I'm always
So-
worried about people getting concussions and.
Well, what they were saying,
Brain
another thing
injury.
about it is one of the guys said, instead of having 4 preseason games and 16 regular season games, they need to have 2 preseason games and 18 regular season games, because if they get hurt in a preseason game, they don't get the money
Yeah.
that they would normally get. And so if you're going to get hurt, you want to get hurt in the regular
Yeah,
season.
There you
yeah,
go.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and just like everything else, folks, it's all about the money.
I was thinking in the past, several years ago, we only had 2 preseason games, but maybe not. Maybe it's always been 4.
I think it's always been 4, but we only had like 14 regular season games. They
yeah,
bumped
so,
the regular season
yeah.
game up,
Yeah.
and now they're trying to bump. Of course, the NFL's wanting all the money they can get. The longer that thing plays, and the more
all
it's on
about
TV,
money.
the more money there is. But you have to look at what 20 games of that type of abuse to your body, what it does to the guys that are playing.
Yeah. And they deserve to be paid big bucks for
Big
that,
bucks.
because their career's not going to last that long.
Not long
especially-
at all.
Especially if you're a lineman or running back or something like that. Probably running back more. than
Linemen
you.
usually stay pretty good length of time.
Quarterbacks usually last a while. If they got
But the
any
running
kind of-
backs
yeah.
are like they're 4 or 5 years
Yeah.
and they're
They get
done.
beat up,
They're
don't they?
beat to death.
Yeah.
That's.
So
I always ask myself, why do they do that? What makes them want to do that?
It's the money.
it's the money plus it's the
I'm sure
it's
there's a
the
big rush
it's
about
the
that when you're
oh
out there.
what
gotta
kind of
be, yeah.
I mean, I've always thought about Michael Jordan. This is a perfect example, and pro football is a perfect example. But let's take Michael Jordan, who's playing with the best. He's the best that's ever been. He's playing at the highest level. And what type of adrenaline rush is
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you quit, where do you go to get that?
I wonder about that.
You can't go to a local gym or a pickup game in a parking lot.
I think that's
and
true in
get
almost
that.
any profession, though. If it's been something you absolutely loved, you got this adrenaline rush, maybe all the way from soldiering to football to
Being on
music,
stage.
to being on
Yeah,
stage.
sure.
Then it's hard not to get that feeling that you.
Of course,
have.
Michael Jordan's turned into a pretty good businessman. Makes about $100 million a year. Matter of fact, he sued somebody for using his name.
Oh, really?
A few weeks back, or not a few, probably a couple of months. But he sued somebody. Somebody had used his name without his permission, and he
sued them.
He sued them and won like $8 million.
Good grief.
$8.5 million, which he immediately gave to charity. He said, "It's not about the money. It's about this is my name. I've
This
worked
is
my
my
entire
name,
life
yeah.
for it, and
Yeah.
and people are not allowed to use it without my permission."
Sure.
So
And
What do you
that's-
think Hanes underwear pays you?
and
Oh, my
there's no
God.
telling. I saw it, like I said, I wasn't kidding. His income's like $100 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, off of his investments
Yeah,
and his
yeah. He's
endorsements.
smart.
You know, yeah, he's not.
Well,
Smart.
he's
Very
obviously
smart.
got a good manager for his money.
And got cut off his high school basketball.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
hard
what's
to imagine?
hysterical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So-
a lot of those, maybe some of the players or some of the people in the big money don't have a good enough financial person.
There's a lot of them like
Yeah.
that in professional
Which is too
athletics.
Or they have too good a one.
Yeah.
Too
And they
good.
end up with all the money.
They end up with
Player.
all the money.
Yeah, and the player has nothing.
You know,
I'm sure they have to be very careful.
I was reading something talking about entertainers and athletes. I was reading something this morning that I didn't know. My friend Jack Mewhorter sent to me. Jack used to live in
Mewhorter,
Tullahoma.
yeah.
And it was about Johnny Mathis is playing in a club in Reno right now. And Johnny Mathis, a little known fact, was a small guy, but he still holds the state high school high jumping record.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And was slated to be in the, I think it was the 54 Olympics.
Yeah.
And he had a choice he was also doing a little entertaining of whether to be in the Olympics or go to New York
entertain.
and have some cuts, have some recordings of himself. And his dad talked him into going to New York, and which, you know, of course, it's all history.
Yeah.
He might have done good in the Olympics or not, but the person that he beat for the state record was Bill Russell.
No kidding.
And there was a picture on this post of Bill Russell high jumping over Johnny Mathis.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they looked like, and they became very close friends.
Well, I did not know Johnny Mathis was.
He was
an
quite
athlete.
He
Yeah.
also
An
played
athlete, yeah.
basketball
Yeah.
as well, and I think baseball. He
Yeah.
was a very good athlete.
What
But,
period of time was that? Was that in
back in the
50s,
50s.
60s?
50s, late 50s.
But I'm glad he chose singing because
Oh,
I have
what a
many,
voice.
many memories of
Yeah, I do too.
parked somewhere.
What a
listening to
voice.
Johnny
Right.
Mathis.
And his
that sort of thing,
Christmas,
you know.
stuff just still melts me.
Oh, absolutely.
That
yeah.
Johnny
He's,
Mathis Christmas album, I'm sure he's
entertainer.
done more than
Yeah,
one, but
yeah.
what a voice. Incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incredible voice.
Folks, I need to make this quick announcement, John. The horse show in Shelbyville is going on this week, and obviously it's going pretty well, except, of course, for the normal issues with the USDA and inconsistency and that sort of thing. I know that's a big deal to all you folks, especially in Bedford County, and it has a big economic impact no matter if you're in Bedford County or the surrounding counties as well. But Congressman Scott Desjardins is having a town hall meeting this Thursday night at 5 o'clock at Calsonic Arena, and he has pledged to help the industry, and he needs to get your input into what you think if you're involved in that industry. So that's from 5 to 6 at Calsonic Arena this Thursday. It's pretty significant that he's willing to take that on because he'll get a lot of criticism from the Humane Society of the United States and that sort of thing, which I don't have any respect for whatsoever. That particular one, not all of them, but so if you're interested in that, you need to stop by the Calsonic Arena between 5 and 6 this Thursday. If you're watching this on Thursday, you've already missed it.
Right.
If you're watching it on Thursday night, but you might need to check that out.
Well, and I heard that they came in and most of the top horses were all turned down. Or a lot of the top horses were turned
A lot
down.
of them have been turned down.
How do you know?
And how do you know?
Why just the top horses?
And then why do you trust all the judges? Maybe they own some of the
Well,
horses.
No, I don't
I'm
think
sorry.
you're not
No.
allowed to be the judge and own.
Well, it's not the
Okay.
judges; it's
Good.
the Humane Society.
Or the
It's turned
USDA,
USDA.
Department of Agriculture.
Well,
So
does everybody? I mean, is a lot of people still what do they call it, soaring?
I don't think anybody soars anymore, but
Oh, that's what didn't-
but
that's what I
but
thought.
I'm sure it was probably prevalent a long time ago,
Yeah.
but that ain't happening anymore. But the USDA is.
So is there a bigger issue than that with the USDA?
Yeah, I think so. But,
Somebody's got a barb about
but I
the
can't.
walking horse industry.
I certainly can't take
You know.
relate that to you in 30 seconds,
I
which
know,
is
it's a
what,
big-
what
Right.
we've got left. Oh,
Yeah,
there's big
yeah.
issues there. Yeah, big
And it's a
time.
big issue for us because we do all the videoing for the walking horse
Absolutely.
And I hope
industry.
your
And
hat night
Absolutely
went
do.
well.
Yeah.
I do too, and I'm sure it did.
I think it did. Yeah,
Sure it did.
I think it did.
But this show's getting ready to keep on moving because we're getting ready to take a short commercial break, and we will be back. Don't you go away.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do,
Everyday Miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Good morning. I'm talking to Jacob Swick this morning about dogs. Can we see our dog? What's his? Is it a
Her
male?
name is Sierra.
Oh, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Sierra.
She's a long-haired Chihuahua.
Miss Sierra, long-haired Chihuahua.
About 2.5 years
Well,
old.
It doesn't seem to have a lot of long hair.
No. And
About
she's
how old?
2.5.
2.5, and got all her
She's-
shots.
Yes, and she's eligible for adoption right now.
So somebody that wants a really sweet dog that needs a good home. He's potty trained, and what do you just need to feed him twice a day and walk him, and
Yeah, she likes to go for walks and likes to run around and play.
she's not real hyper, is she? Even though
No.
she's excited now because
She's excited
on
now 'cause
TV. But what a sweet dog.
Yeah, she usually
If you're
is
interested in
pretty
adopting
mellow.
this dog, there's the phone number to call, or just jump in the car and run down to the animal shelter, which is located on. What's the address of the shelter? You don't know.
Maplewood Avenue,
Maplewood Avenue,
Right.
which is just right out
right
of
at the end of the street.
Tullahoma. You can pick this sweet dog up and take her home.
We
Miss
also have
Sierra.
about 65 other dogs.
65?
So if this one's not good for you, a good match,
You
we're
want a
sure
big
to have
dog,
one.
a little dog, a wide dog, a short dog. You can get anything you want just about, can't
Right.
you? And interestingly enough, I think most of them turn out to be really good dogs.
They are. I have two. And
Do
they're
you
great.
have a policy that if one dog is just totally out of control, that you'll take them back? If somebody
yeah,
gets,
if something doesn't work out, if it doesn't get along with your other pets,
Yeah.
we'll try and accommodate
you try
you.
to accommodate that and swap out or whatever.
Right.
But we have a vast amount of animals that need homes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you got stuff coming up, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, on September 19th from 10 to 2 at Tractor Supply, we have an Adopt a Dog event.
Okay.
That's also Pet Appreciation Day.
10 to
so-
2 now. And if you're watching this outside of Tullahoma, that's the Tractor Supply place is right here in Tullahoma.
Right.
And it's located in the, I don't know what the name of that whole area is, but it's close to Kroger's
And Hardee's.
yeah, and it's just there on the corner, so it's easy to find from 10 till 2.
Yeah, we're going to have some dogs down there that people can look at and see if they want to adopt. And
Good.
It'll be a fun event to bring your kids to.
Now, I know that the shelter does certain things for people when they adopt a dog. They take care of a certain amount of the spaying and neutering or something.
Yeah,
What do
the
they
adoption
do?
fee is $35, and that includes getting them spayed or neutered. So really, the adoption fee is only $10.
Yeah.
And the customer has the right to go to a vet in Shelbyville, or we have one in Hillsboro.
So they'll get a list of vets that
Will
will
accept that.
accept that price. That's a good deal.
It is.
And it's very important to neuter or spay your dog.
It very is.
And cats. And I had a coyote in my yard the other day, which is off the subject, but first I thought it was just a long-legged dog, but it was a coyote. All right, you have other things besides the adopted.
Yeah, on October 17th, we have our annual Bark in the Park.
October
It's at
17th.
Wagner Field. We're still looking for sponsors, and that's a great event to bring your kids to.
What's the
and bring your
time
dog
limit on, I mean, what time
from
of day?
10 to 2.
So almost everything is 10 till 2, and that's at Wagner Park on the
Yeah.
17th.
Yes.
Is that what we said?
October 17th.
October 17th. And you're looking for sponsors. Like, how much money does it cost to be a sponsor? Are there different levels?
Yeah, and if you call Animal Control, they can let you know more about it.
Okay.
It's just we're trying to raise money for a new building.
Absolutely. So that's Animal Control number on the screen, and if you'll call and ask them about the levels of sponsorship,
Right.
my guess is you'll take almost anything, because some people maybe
Yeah.
can't give a lot, but it still will go a long way in helping to build a new shelter. Sort of, does the sponsors, what do they get? Do they get to have a sign up or something like that?
I believe so.
Yeah. So they will get recognized.
Right.
And the more sponsors you have, well, obviously the more money you will make.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so is there a third event that's coming up?
That's it for now.
That's it for now, October
Yeah.
17th and September, what was the other one?
27th. I think.
September, because that's close. And that's the one at Tractor Supply.
19th. I'm
19th.
sorry.
September 19th and October 17th. The 19th is at the Tractor and Supply where you can adopt a dog. How many do you have?
2.
2? Do you find it hard to hold on to a sweet dog like this and not take her home?
Yes, I do. I'd probably have 20 dogs
You'd probably
if I
have
could.
20 dogs at your house. And thank God for people like you, because that's because of people like you, dogs do find a good home. And I can't imagine needing to go anywhere other than the shelter to
Right.
find a good dog, because there's so many that are homeless. And are you all a no-kill shelter?
Yes.
And so if you find a dog on your property and you're just not able to take care of it, you
Yeah,
live
we-
in the Tullahoma
Yeah, you have to
Is
prove
it-
you're a citizen
of the city of Tullahoma, then you all will go out and pick them up.
Or it's better if they drop them off to
Yeah.
us. If it's a stray, we'll pick it up.
Well, I know we're getting close to fall, and I know it's really important to keep clean water for your dogs and, feed them proper food. Do y'all have a special food you like to feed your dogs?
No, it's all pretty good.
It's all pretty
usually.
good, most brands. But I do know it's important that they're fed properly so their nutrition is good, and they
Right.
need to have proper exercise just like people. And they need to be loved and rubbed just like this, what's her name again, Sierra?
Sierra.
Sierra, just like Sierra. Well, nice to meet you, Jacob.
Nice to meet you too.
And thank you for what you do at the animal shelter.
Thank you.
Don't forget to call and get a dog. You know you want one. We'll be back.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weekly, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now Fran Barber, who is with the Coffee County Senior Citizens, who are always having fun and doing interesting things, Fran.
That's right.
And let me say this before we start, though. Fran also hosts a show called Senior Moment here on our channel, and you might check that out, too, as well.
Yeah,
to find
it's
out
all
what they're
about
doing.
seniors.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Hey, we've got ballroom dancing at the Sandor now.
Oh, sounds fun.
Starts tonight.
Yeah.
And the teacher is John Bassinger, like Kim Bassinger.
Right.
And it starts tonight at 5 o'clock for adults. $20 per couple for 4 classes. That's not bad.
Not at all. And that's going to be a lot of fun, I bet.
Right, and it has to, and you do not have to have a partner. Of course, for the 4 classes, it's like $10 per person. Just per person. So you don't have to have a partner.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know how that's going to work, but evidently it will. And
well, they'll find you one, I guess.
At 4 p.m., guess what?
What?
Teens and kids can have the same class.
Oh, yeah.
Free.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that's probably really nice for a teen to know.
Yeah.
You know, how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it teaches them grace, because it's a very graceful dance. And there's not many places to go around here for ballroom dancing, but we could get someplace started.
Absolutely.
I know,
Absolutely.
and
they might even do that at the Senior Citizens if there's enough interest in it.
If we had enough interest, yes. And I know you could dance to swing music, and yeah, it's great. He also teaches in Woodbury and McMinnville. It's not somebody that's just here at the senior center. So he's a professional. So I'm interested in that. The last Friday of each month, we have a little show and tell at 10 o'clock. And that is really growing, and it's really interesting. I filmed some, and you can see on Senior Moments some of the things that people brought. Very interesting. And that's each Friday of each month, and that's growing. Our crowd's getting bigger and bigger. Did you know September is Senior Center Month?
I did not know that.
It is. So we're going to have some celebrations. We don't have them lined up yet. We like to surprise people with different things, with entertainment and different things. So,
but you know, I did not know it was Senior Citizens Month. However, I need to focus more on that because now I am one. So,
you know, you are one when you're 50.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, come on over and let me know when you're coming, and I'll take you through a tour.
Yeah. Okay.
See what you can look forward to.
Yeah. Sure.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Wednesdays in the morning, we have exercises by physical therapists from surrounding businesses. And that's very interesting. You do not have to, it's low impact. Do not have to really exert yourself. It's not really wild aerobics.
But it's pretty important that seniors, I would imagine, continue
yes,
to
it
be
is.
able
And
to
you
do
know,
that.
when we get older, now that you become a senior, you'll know.
Right. Right.
You get more aches and pains, and a lot of it from, from arthritis and just getting older. And you need to keep moving to get more flexible. And this moves all parts of your body, and it's low stress. It's not really, you won't go home aching and hurting for 2 or 3 days after you do it.
Yeah, okay. Good plan.
Just keep moving.
Yes.
It's not good to sit down and watch TV all the time.
You can do a little of that, but you do need to.
Yeah, and the Coffee County Fair is coming up this month, and we have a new booth. Last year we had a booth, and we had to do a lot of work on it. It needed a lot of repairs, and we have a new one. And this is right as you go in the main gate on the right. I don't remember who had that booth, but it's bigger. And it's better. We don't have to do we've got to do some work on it, but you know, the refrigerator and all the stuff is already there.
Right.
But last year, all that stuff wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we had to provide cookers and stuff. So when you volunteer,
So you guys sell food there? Is that what you do?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah,
right, cool.
good food.
Yeah, I'm
Seniors
sure.
know how to cook.
I'm sure.
And that's run by volunteers, and that's going to be one of our big fundraisers. And we have a special birthday party each month, and you have to call the center to find out the date. 455-2504, go by there, pick up an activity sheet, pick up a lunch menu, donation of $1.25 for a real well-balanced meal, and you get to meet new friends.
That's a great deal.
Old friends, and sit around and chat.
Yeah, which makes it much, much better.
We have one table that we have affectionately called, for several years, we've called the Liar's Table.
Yeah.
Of course, that's men sitting there.
Yeah, well, of course. Why, of course. Yeah.
And they have a lot of fun, you know, talk to each other. It gives you somebody to talk to. We have a gala fundraiser in November the 21st, and that's for everybody. And it's a big fundraiser for us, maybe one of our biggest fundraisers. And there's Dr. Jerry Anderson and his band will be there. Swing music, have lots of door prizes, a great dinner.
Right.
And it's going to be a lot of fun.
You guys have just gone all out. You really work at this, making sure you got.
That's at the convention center in Manchester. And membership is $25 donation a year.
Right.
That's less than $2 a month.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And you get to do all this, but you do not have to be a member to attend at all. You have to be a member to vote.
Yeah. Okay.
In the election each year for the president, vice president.
So you mean you can just stop by and participate in this? I know there's a few people. Cool. Okay.
Because we're state funded.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Partially state funded. Of course, the main thing comes from our fundraisers and our memberships and you know, all the little extra stuff we do, like yard sales and bake sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you guys are so active. You're always doing something over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ballroom dancing thing. Let's go over that one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you have to do to sign up for that, or
just go by the center?
Just go by the center. Okay.
Go by the center.
And what day is that, or when does it
that's
start?
on Tuesdays.
Okay. Okay. All right, so that's going to give you some of that some good exercise as well, I think.
Yeah, and slow exercise. It won't be real fast. Of course, some of the swing music, ballroom dancing, you do faster, but like the tango and stuff. It's going to be very interesting. I'm going to go and try to participate.
Yeah. Okay. And which I'm not surprised. I know you've been slowed down a little bit in the last few months, but I'm not surprised you're participating in.
Can't do as much,
yeah.
but you just have to keep moving. Is what keeps you alive and vibrant and interesting.
Because you used to be one of the biggest fans of line dancing, I think, did you not?
Unfortunately, I had to slow down, and it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me for long because there are other things I can do.
Yeah.
I just thank God I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We all should thank God every day.
And I think she gets this positive attitude, to some extent at least, from her participation in the Senior Citizens program in Coffee County.
I see what it does to seniors. It keeps them out of nursing homes longer and keeps them active longer and keeps them paying taxes longer.
Exactly, exactly. Because they're out here doing stuff, spending money when they're doing that. Yeah, absolutely. All right, it's always a fun time at the Coffee County Senior Citizens. If you'd like to do any of these activities that Fran mentioned, give them a call at the Senior Citizens if you don't remember the times and dates and such. And that number is what?
455-2504.
Okay, lots of fun. 455-2424.
2504.
See, my memory's leaving me
Senior
already.
moment.
Yeah, senior moment right there. Okay. Fran, thank you so much for coming by. It's always a pleasure to see you. We'll be right back in just a moment, folks, with more living right after this.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Last week and it was a great opportunity, and I was so proud to be able to do it, to visit with a gentleman named Rob Galbraith. And Rob Galbraith has produced Ronnie Milsap for the last 40 years, and people like Clifford Curry, and he's been a Nashville producer and performer for the last 47 years. And he came by to visit with me and talk about the music business, and it was just delightful. This is an interview with Rob Galbraith. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so thrilled today to have the opportunity to speak with someone I've known for several years and someone you've known probably for generations, some of you. He's the storied Nashville record producer, Mr. Rob Galbraith. And Rob has been gracious enough to come on stage with us today, get in front of the camera. He's usually in front of a microphone or behind a soundboard.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable there than I am right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
But Rob has done many things throughout his career, and I know one of the things that he's done and done well is produced the great star Ronnie Milsap for several years, hadn't you, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
What actually got you started in this music business? You've been in Nashville, what, 47 years?
Yeah, been in there a while.
How'd you get there?
I-70, I mean, Highway 70 came in from Knoxville down here before the interstates, as a matter of fact. I was playing in bands in high school and then in college, and then I got off into radio. And then when I was on radio in Knoxville at WNOX, we covered the whole Southeast at night time, AM rock. And Ronnie was down in Atlanta, and he used to hear me. So when he came up to do when he was doing on a record label, he was kind of like the white Ray Charles.
Right.
So he came out and did a promotion show up there in Knoxville, and he used to listen to me on the air, and so he wanted to meet me. So we met and we became friends, and so that was like in '66, and so we've been running around together since then for a long time. And then he moved to Memphis. I go down there and visit him down there, and then he moved to Nashville, and we started a publishing company together in '78, and I've been doing it basically since '78, off and on for 37 years or whatever. We've been working together, and I had a couple of record deals thrown at me from Columbia as an artist, and then later on RCA, but I didn't seem to gravitate toward that as much as I did the production end of it, and production and publishing. So I've kind of stayed in that more. But then I still go out every now and then with some guys and play a little bit. Once every 6 or 7 months, whether there's a public outcry or not, we go out.
Well, I know I saw some of your footage on YouTube, and y'all were playing Shame, Shame, Shame.
Yeah, that was Jimmy Reed thing. It's like I've functioned basically. They do mainly except for that, a few other songs. They do things that I wrote at one time, and I basically function as the female chick singer. I know that's redundant, but it's the second term in the business. Female chick singer. And I just basically get the song started, then spend the next 4 minutes trying to stop those whatnots.
Yeah.
Because there's some pretty good players.
Oh, the people that you play with are exceptional.
Yeah,
exceptional.
They really are, man.
A statement you made earlier about Ronnie Milsap seeking you out because you were a disc jockey that he liked. That was back in the days when the disc jockey made a whole lot of difference to the artist.
Yeah.
Because the disc jockey had just a little bit of say of what played on his show.
When I first started working at NOX, nobody wanted to be the music director, so they gave it to me as like a 21-year-old kid or something, man. And we played a lot more R&B than probably they needed. But then later on, Johnny Perkle took it over. But we had discretion on a lot of songs we could play, and some songs we would make successful in the area that weren't hits necessarily anywhere else.
Right.
A lot of the Carolina beach songs and stuff like that. But Millsap down in Atlanta, we covered all the way from Baltimore down to Savannah and Mobile, and so Ronnie, we met because he used to listen to the stuff, and we become business partners and really close friends over the last 100 years.
100 years?
Yeah.
Who else have you worked with? I know in reading about you and looking at your discography that you had some Clifford Curry, did some work with Clifford Curry.
That's what brought me to Nashville. I got Clifford. I did some demos on him. Clifford's a black dude, African American. I guess now I refer to myself as Appalachian American.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm from East Tennessee.
There you go.
But Clifford, I played in bands with Clifford, and we did some demos on him, and then a couple other guys later on, and I took him down to Nashville and just knocked on doors. And I was working at the radio station at night and going to school, and on the days off, I wasn't in school, I would leave early in the morning, come down here, and I'd run across people who were country.
Right.
I'd find myself sitting across the desk from somebody that I had nothing in common with. And I finally found Buzz Cason and Matt Gaden, and then I got these guys record deals, and then later on I moved to Nashville to kind of managed their career, one thing or another, and then I wrote a song or so. Then Billy Sherrill heard the song I wrote and signed me as an artist and had me do an album, and then one thing led to another, But Clifford I worked with, and then during that year of working with Columbia, after I did an album for Columbia for Sherrill, I went to New York and interviewed for an A&R position there in Nashville. Mm-hmm. And Billy had me go up there and do it, and they hired me to do rock. Find rock artists and pop out of Nashville back in 1970, which to this day I'm not sure a major record label has somebody there just strictly for rock or pop. And I found several things. One I told Jessie, she's a big fan of, was Johnny Cale, J.J. Cale was. Right. I took his stuff up there, and I cut some stuff on a guy named Harry Chapin in New York, and I tried to get him to sign Harry. Most of the people I took them who later on succeeded, they couldn't couldn't hear it.
Couldn't hear it at that point.
You know, and they succeeded later on in spite of that. But it was a frustrating and rewarding time because I got to work right beside Billy. I had an office right beside his, and I learned a lot.
Billy just passed recently.
He died about 2 weeks ago, something like that, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, he was my favorite country producer. I used to go down to Studio B where he cut. He pretty much had Studio B blocked out every day at 2 o'clock, and I would go down there, watch him record. And I wish I'd spent more time in the control room with him, but I've spent more time out on the floor. And sometimes I just go down with had no Telecaster and plug into there. At those places back then, the studios, you didn't have cartage services, and the studios would have the drums set up and they'd have amplifiers, so the musicians would just bring what they had to play in, plug in.
Right.
And
because they had the sound the way it needed.
Yeah,
to
and
be.
they didn't. Yeah, exactly. The drum set at Columbia Studio B was leaked into a lot of stuff, but that leakage is part of the charm of it, and so the guys didn't have to schlep a whole lot of gear around. They just used what was there, you know. And so I would go down and kind of visit Studio B. I love that Quonset hut, the old studio. When Owen Bradley put that Quonset hut there in whenever it was, late 50s, early 60s, that's what started Music Row on 16th Avenue South.
Right.
If he'd have put it in Tullahoma, Music Row would be right down here.
Right.
You know, if they had musicians down here. But he happened to put it there, and that's where it all built around that.
I guess my next question is, how do you see Nashville music, the music scene in Nashville? What's changed from 35, 40 years ago? It's much more diversified, isn't it?
Oh, it's pretty much exactly the same. You know, I don't see any difference. Well, I mean, my gosh, it's a world of difference. You know, back then, it was really what the foundation of country music. You know, when you had the Hank Williams, and then later on you had the George Jones era and such like that. And then it's gotten where it was pretty much more of a pop type, what used to be pop back in the 60s or 70s. And nowadays you got the whole bro country thing, and I felt for the last 10 to 15 years there's been so much emphasis put on co-writing. And it's a political thing to get a couple of publishers, you know, and you get a lot of these people co-writing, and the more people you got involved, the more chances you got people working on a song, trying to get someone to record it. But I felt that there's been a dearth of great songs in Nashville, and I haven't heard, you know, and the melodies and such, man. I can count on one hand the people I think are real bona fide, no-lie composers, you know. And you don't have to be a great musician to be a wonderful composer. Like Christopherson wrote some wonderful melodies, but Chris couldn't play more than probably 4 chords.
Right.
You know, but you know, this changed a lot, man. The whole bro country thing. A lot of people in Nashville seem to think it's going to run its course, and I hope it does. It'll change the record labels as long as they're making money off of what they're doing. They will not change it. You have to show them a way. And some artist has to come along and show them a different way. And Taylor Swift was different, but they couldn't clone her. They couldn't capture that. Right. So someone will come along and show them a different path, and it'll morph. But it's right now it's for the last several years I felt it's been very uncreative.
You know, when we were at the Opry the night that they had the salute to Ray Price, and I was invited up there along with some of the other people involved in that album, there was a young man, Chris Jansen, on stage. And man, was I impressed with him. Mm-hmm. He looked like a Hank Williams Sr. with an electric guitar, and I mean, he had it.
He's a lot of talented guys, man. You know, if they get a chance to break through, then it'll be wonderful. It's all about, I tell people, timing, talent, and perseverance. And unfortunately, talent sometimes maybe the least important of the three. You've got to hang in there and get some kind of positive feedback and have to stay with it until the time comes that everything seems to work out, and then hopefully you've got some modicum of talent to be able to make that work.
Right.
And if you do, and if you're really talented, then you got a career. But it's a wonderful business. I've been able to do it and make a living at it for a long time, and I'm happy with it. And I'm happier with the people I'm working with right now than I have been ever. And the situations, I believe in these folks, and doing a new thing on Millsap right now. It's mainly about 3/4 of it are going to be duets. Mm-hmm. 3 or 4 songs will be running by himself, and the rest of them will be like duets with Keith Urbans and the Jason Aldeans and the Luke Bryans and people like that. The gist of it being, do your favorite Ronnie Millsap song with Ronnie Millsap. So Ronnie doesn't have to learn the song.
He already knows
his band knows it. So we're going to start cutting that like in a couple of weeks. And
that's great.
And this young lady who I want you to check out here in a minute, Jessie, we started using her as as like a practice partner, try to work up arrangements so that in case Miranda Lambert or somebody did it, we'd have the arrangement worked up already, and Ronnie fell in love with her vocal and with her as a person, and so now she's on the album doing one or maybe two songs.
And she's smiling. She's over there smiling.
She's the real deal. And Jessie just turned 20. She's just out of her teenage years. And she's a sweet child.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, folks, we're back, and as we said earlier, it's football season, and I have 2 young men up here with me today that have something exciting to talk about. It's Cale Greenway and Cass Barnes, and there's going to be an alumni. This will be the first annual alumni football game between Tullahoma and Coffee County.
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
And so, Cal, tell us about it. What's going on?
All right. Well, we play Coffee County in our first annual alumni football game, and that's in Coffee County on September 19th. And we're just trying to get a bunch of supporters to come out and support us. It's the first annual one, so we need a bunch of people out there. You know?
Okay, so that's September 19th. It's at Coffee County, their high school stadium.
Yes, sir. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Now,
7 p.m.
Now, that's good. We're going to have an alumni football game. Is it going to be flag football?
No, sir. Full go.
Huh?
Full pads. That means you get to get out there and suit up with us.
Full pads. So y'all are gonna strap that gear back on.
That's right.
One more time. Yes, sir.
One more time.
Yes, sir.
and go at Coffee County.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many people do you have on the team?
I have about 32 right now.
What?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And what's the age? What's the young? Of course, I guess to be an alumni, you can have just graduated last year.
Yes, sir.
So the youngest one is
probably about 19,
yes,
and
sir.
the oldest one's probably about 41.
What?
Unless you play with us.
What? 41? Who's that?
Tim. I'm not sure his last name. His name's Tim, but he's the oldest one. But he looks like a 28-year-old.
Yeah.
41 years old.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Still move like he's about 20.
Yeah, he moves better than me, and I'm 22.
So what about your bigs? You got some bigs?
Oh, yes, sir.
You got a good-looking line?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's probably the best part right there, our line.
Mm-hmm.
I know John Michael Harris is part of it. He's going to be playing, isn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jacob London.
Jacob Hill.
Who? Jacob Hill, Jacob London.
Jacob Pearson.
Big boys. Jacob Pearson,
yes,
big
sir.
boys.
And Will Sharpton.
Will Sharpton.
Will's going to come back and
sir.
play? Oh, that's
yes,
great.
Yes, sir.
So what about your receivers? Who's going to quarterback? You know yet? You?
You already know.
Are you the quarterback?
Yes, sir.
I just had to get that gig in. And what about your receivers? Who you got catching the ball?
Well, of course, Kel right here, and then Cameron Greenway,
My
his
brother.
Dominique Williams, Justin Brown,
Levi Haig,
Bobby Didell, Jonathan Daniel, one of our running backs, Zach Dodd. So we got some pretty good skill positions.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. That sounds great. Now, what about the big hit? Who's going to be in the backfield, defensive backfield? Who you got playing linebacker and a corner? You got a big hitter?
We got
right here.
Right there's the big hitter. I know he's the big hitter.
Corners right here, and then Bobby Didell, he'll play corner as well, and me and Cameron Greenway will be playing safety, and Aaron Bennett and Zach Dodd, they'll be outside linebackers.
And Dylan Crouch. You know
Dylan. Yeah, Dylan's going to be there. Well, good. That's good. So, what's the ticket price going to be for this thing?
$10.
$10.
Yes, sir.
And what time of day is it? This would be a day game, won't it?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock at night.
7 o'clock. So they're going to light the field up,
Yes,
huh?
sir.
Light it
That's
up.
good. That's good.
Bring back the old days.
Yeah, get now. Is that on a Friday or a Saturday?
Saturday night.
Saturday
Yes,
night.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. About 3 weeks out.
$10 to get in.
Yes, sir.
I assume there'll be concessions there.
Yes, sir.
Somebody will be there. So how did this ball get rolling? Who are you involved with a group that does alumni games, or how did y'all come up with this deal?
Well, it's an association called Alumni Football USA, and the first time I actually heard about it was when Moore County and Huntland actually played, and I was wondering if we were ever going to have a game, because I wouldn't mind suiting up one more time, and then we ended up hearing about it, and then I saw someone on the Facebook page said they had signed up for Coffee County, and then that's how we had it. That's how we heard about it, so we got it rolling after that.
So, and I think there was a gentleman we were going to try to have here today from Chattanooga that couldn't make it. So
Yes,
he's sort of the chairman of this.
Yes, sir.
This alumni.
His name is Coach Hargrave.
Uh-huh.
And they have about, I think, 12 to 14 trailers that go out of the U.S. and he has the south part of it, and he has 2 trailers himself that he's sponsoring us right now.
So that's great. That's great. Now, do you need other sponsors? Have y'all been out searching for local sponsors like the car dealerships and whoever and
Yes, sir.
whatever?
Yes, sir.
So do you still need sponsors?
Oh, yes, sir. We could use as many as possible.
Well,
Yes,
now tell these bunch of folks out here how to get in touch with you if they want to be part of a sponsorship on this.
You can contact me at 931-581-6580 and give me a call, and we can get it rolling and everything. And I also I do want to thank Russell Barnett and Joe Barstead, and there's one more, Sinorama, that has already sponsored us as well.
Good. Now, what does the sponsorship cost?
Well, actually, we've been taking donations to help pay for shirts, because we want to flood the stadium in white, since we're going to wear all white during the game. So we want everybody in the stands to wear white. And if you can't give a donation, we either take your sponsorship by helping us either getting the shirts or pay for our jerseys or anything, and then we'll get a banner from you and we'll put it on the fence to support you as well.
Okay, so then basically the money behind this is ticket sales.
Yes, sir. All the tickets that we sell to people and everything, it goes back to the football program.
Right.
And the money that we make off the shirts that we've got made so far, we'll give those back to the
football.
Same
Yes,
with
sir.
concessions too.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
concessions as well.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great. So do you have all the volunteers you need? As far as people to cook and people to help you with the gates, and I assume you need volunteers for some of the things that take place.
Well, actually, since it'll be in Coffee County, they'll take care of the gates. The Coach Hargrave, he'll take care of everything as that part and everything.
Okay, so like you guys running the chains, and I guess the officials will come from
Yes,
the
sir.
normal officials pool.
He takes care of all the rest.
Yeah, that's great.
Gang and
That's
everything.
great.
Yes, sir.
So what about your uniforms? Where are they coming from? Are you going to be able to use some of the stuff at the high school?
Yes,
or
sir. We had talked to Coach Olive and Mark Moran, and he's providing us with some old Tullahoma jerseys.
All right,
Yes, sir.
so we'll be old school.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing better than old school.
They all squeeze us so tight. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I look at my football jacket I had in high school, and I probably couldn't get it on one of my legs now. But guys, I mean, this is great. Appreciate you coming by and seeing us. And
we appreciate it.
And hope you have good response to this, and this could be an ongoing thing. Now, how many years do you think you two are going to play? You going to play till you're 41?
Or until I get hurt.
Yeah.
I think I'll be playing for a while. If we
For a couple years.
Yes,
all right.
Of course.
Well, Cass and Cale, thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you being here, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Go Wildcats.
Go Wildcats.
We'll be right back.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hey everybody, I'm John Harris. My name is Cass Barnes. We just wanted to make you all aware of the first annual Tullahoma Alumni Coffee Pot Game. It's going to be at Coffee County Middle School on their varsity football field. It's going to be September 19th, 2015. I'm playing quarterback and I'm one of the team captains. Also a team captain, I'm playing left guard and defensive tackle. This is very important that we get community support and involvement with this program. It's going to be one of the biggest revenue generators for the Tullahoma Quarterback Club, and we're estimating anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 of additional revenue that we could start bringing in to the Tullahoma Quarterback Club on a residual basis for each of these games that we do. So we look forward to your support and hope to see you there. So come out and support your Tullahoma Wildcats.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mate. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com.
to find our handcrafted designs for
The Cock of the Walk.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All you wonderful viewers of TV Land, and thank you, camera gentlemen, for putting a good, sharp, clear, contrasting, colorful picture on the screen. Last week we touched on the drive-in cafes and restaurants around town, and I've had several people to come to us and say, hey, I remember old Moon's Drive-In and Twin Oaks that you mentioned and some others. Well, I thought I'd step it up a little bit and give you some information, as I recall, about some other eateries here in Tullahoma. If you'll remember the old King Hotel that was established in the teens or early 20s, and they had a big dining room on the first floor, and the kitchen was at the center of the back part of the King Hotel, and they had wonderful meals. I know it's my friend George Book, better known as Fatty Book, was the clerk there, desk clerk at the King Hotel, and he loves to eat. I don't know how many times a day he ate, but there were several times, and the King Hotel was real popular. The menu was extended and was really great, and usually on a Saturday afternoon or evening or a Sunday afternoon or evening, they had an orchestra that played there at the King Hotel in the dining room, and you could enjoy the music or you could dance in there. I think they were called the Purple Dons, and they had vocalists there. G.C. King Jr. sang, and they had a great time. And of course, sad to say, that hotel was raised in 1968, and it no longer is there. But there are other famous eateries here. For example, Mrs. Kersey, who had a bed and breakfast at the corner of 101 South Atlantic Street, and it was a great place to eat. And there are others that were really good bread and breakfast. And now there's so many wonderful places to dine out that sometimes on the weekend I don't think anybody ever cooks or eats at home, but there's wonderful restaurants and cafes and places where you can drive up. For example, the seafood places and they're not the only ones, but they specialize in seafood, like Captain D's and the Red Lobster. They're one place on North Jackson Street, and there are others that are plentiful on North Jackson Street. For example, Western Sizzler on next door to the credit union there, and they have now where they have specials for seniors and have breakfast that are real good there, and Ruby Tuesdays and Applebee's and Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know what they specialize in, but it's always good, and many of them have buffets and salad bars. Ponderosa and Anthony's on Maple Street, and Emil's on East Lincoln Street, and there's so many wonderful places to dine out. And the Downtown Cafe and Butler's Pantry, and many, and everybody ought to try one of each so they can decide which one is their specialty. And we would like to remind you that we've run out of time, but this is not the end of the story, because there's a whole lot more to come. I hope you'll be with us and watch us next week. Thank you, and have a good day.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, And I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our partners for healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever. You'll be holding me too.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
Good morning. You're going to be glad you hung around for this set. I have on the set with me, now I can't even remember, Ben Ayers. My brain went somewhere else. I've known Ben since he was a little boy, and he's a wonderful performer. And today we're going to talk about a group that Jim Wood has formed, and it's called the
Tennessee Fiddle Ensemble.
Right. An ensemble now is no longer the Fiddle Orchestra, which was huge, but now it's 4 people. And you all are doing a concert at the Fly in Shelbyville on the 11th of September, which is very close. So, and tickets are only $15, and I think you might consider that. So we have a video that we'd like to start with. So Ben, I won't let you talk yet. We're going to do the video to give people an idea of what your group is like. love that. Wow.
Oh, thank you.
And that's the end of the video. So, and you, as we talked, you told me that Jim Wood, who is the fiddler there, wrote that.
Yep, that's a piece he wrote called Sailing to Byzantium. It's named after a W.B. Yeats poem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot going on in that tune, a lot of arrangement, a lot of influence from American tunes, Irish reels, and even there's some kind of Caribbean vibe to it a little
I
bit.
thought so. I noticed that the rhythm changes, which made me excited. Very different. Jim is a genius. I mean, we all know that. That's Jim Wood, Inge Wood, and Ben was on the mandolin, and you couldn't see him, but he was playing that beautiful mandolin solo back there. And John, I can't remember his first name.
Bolweir.
Who was the bass on that piece?
He was playing bass, but he's kind of the other fiddler besides Jim, and he's also just virtuosic, you know. It's like the Allman Brothers or something, where you had Dwayne Allman, but you also had Dickie Betts, so it's, you know, it's kind of, both of them are really, really good.
Well, it's four wonderful players, and the sound is magnificent, and I know y'all are interested in selling tickets because it's at the Fly Center in Shelbyville, and I don't know the number to get tickets. Is that online?
Yes, it's on their website. If you Google them. By the way, the show is at 7:30.
Okay.
They should be sold at the door, I'd imagine.
I'm sure they will be. I'm sure they will be. And that's in Shelbyville, Tennessee, just off of the square. Real easy to get to, and they do some wonderful. Tell me a little bit more about the group.
Well, basically our goal is to take traditional music of Middle Tennessee and also other parts of Tennessee, and a little bit of Ireland and places like that, even Canada, and just kind of take it to the level of kind of classical music. Not so much that it sounds like classical, but more just that kind of meticulous arrangement and detail when we're rehearsing it and everything.
Which is something you can't do with a huge group.
Right.
And so.
Well, unless it's like a orchestra.
Where they get paid a lot to come to all the rehearsals. Well, I'm impressed with this, and I think it's going to be a wonderful event. How long is the event usually?
It's about 2 hours.
About 2 hours.
There's
probably an intermission.
Yeah, there's an intermission. The songs, there's a big educational element to our show, so the songs have pretty long intros, but it's usually pretty interesting. You know, it's talking about the history of the tune. Like, you take a tune like Sally Gooden, and there's a backstory of why the tune is called that and why you play it a certain number of times and that kind of thing. So.
But that's something I've always wondered. Like, sometimes it will go on and on and on, and it'll be repeated, either the chorus or the whole thing. Sarah, you want to tell me why?
All right, well, for that one, the story for Sally Gooden, which I've never played it on bouzouki, but I'll try real quick. Something like... The story behind that fiddle tune, kind of in the fiddle mythos, I guess, is there were two fiddlers, and they were both kind of competing for the heart of this girl named Sally Gooden. And so they had a fiddle off, because I guess that's how you decided things back then.
Okay, so that was sort of like a contest, one to the other.
And so, you know, they kept doing variations of that melody, and after like the 13th time, the other person was like, I'm out, you know. So the other guy won.
Finally wins.
So it's traditional to play 13 variations on it.
That's
or it might be 12. 13 doesn't sound right now that I say it.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
But we got the idea.
Yeah.
All right, I don't want to pass up the opportunity to hear you play something that you have written, and I'm also interested in the bazooka. When did you start that?
Let's see. I got a bouzouki, I guess about...
It's a bouzouki, not a bazooka.
Right.
Okay.
Irish bouzouki, got one a little less than 3 years ago.
Well, you have really mastered it.
Oh,
That's great.
Thank you. It's very, these things play themselves. Everybody should get one.
Oh, okay.
You should get one.
All right. Okay, so what are you going to play that you have written?
All right, this is a tune I wrote called The Road to Anniscall. It's not that Tennessee sounding, it's very Irish influenced. I took a trip to Ireland last summer, and we went to a place called, me and my fiance, we went to a place called Anniscall that was super, super spooky.
And so you were influenced by that and wrote this tune. That's great.
Yeah, there's kind of a long, tedious, drawn-out story to that one too. So come to the concert if you if you want to hear that. All right, so.
And that's the 11th of September. cool. Well, I'm going to be wanting to hear this at the Civic Center, so we'll talk. All right, Ben Ayers, ladies and gentlemen, with Tennessee Fiddle Ensemble, which will perform at the Fly Center in Shelbyville, Tennessee on September the 11th, which is Friday night at 7:30. Tickets $15. And there you go. There's the phone number. Very good.
Excellent.
And Ben, there's people going to come just to look at your face. It was so good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
All right, we'll be back.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paint Works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Ikonen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fixes you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
All right, folks, we're back, and we have a short bit of time here to close. We want to remind people Night at the Roxy at South Jackson.
Oh, that's right, and that's September 12th.
That's right.
Night at the Roxy with Big Daddy Cool.
Cool.
And his kittens, those dancers.
There you go.
It's
There you
going to
go.
be a great show. It's going to be fun.
It's a, 40s, 50s type show?
I'd
20s,
say,
30s?
yeah, whatever.
But
a Night at
it's
the Roxy.
entertainment. It's entertainment.
455-5321. Don't forget to
And Chip Espin, whatever his name is, from the Nashville. No, he's September the 19th.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be there, and you can call the same phone number. You gals out there who are enamored with him and the TV show Nashville, he will be at South Jackson Civic Center September the 19th. So,
and if you want to be reminded of all this stuff, you need to join the Civic Association.
Yeah, it's $35 is all you pay for a family membership, and that way you get all the information. You know who's going to be there, when they're going to be there, and you get a vote.
There you go.
All right, what we're going to do right now is bring you a young lady, Jessie Key, that was brought in here by Rob Galbraith, and she's going to do bits and pieces of 3 or 4 songs for you, and that's how we'll close out the show today. Has a great voice and a great heart. We'll see you next week. The way we can solve Nashville's problem is to find a better song and find a better artist with a great pure soul and a heart that goes along with the words that he or she is singing, and she's getting ready to come up on stage right now, the person who can do that. All right, folks, what we want to do now is introduce you to Jessie Key, who is on the stage with us now, and again with Rob Galbraith. And Jessie,
yes, sir.
Girl from Kentucky.
Yes, sir.
Found your way to Nashville.
I did. I found my way to Nashville, finally.
Yeah, I had a track that I'd done on somebody, a girl who kind of quit the business, and so I had this track. I've been looking for somebody to sing it, and I put several people on it in Nashville. And so I thought, well, maybe her voice will fit with it. And I think before she ever put her voice on it, she played me a tape of a little EP she and another guy, part of a duet, had out, and I heard about 10 seconds of one song where I heard what I wanted to hear. And after about 10 to 15 seconds, seriously, I said, if you want a producer, you've got one. It's like you can tell right off.
I tell you what are y'all going to do? Y'all going to do
We're going to
bits
do
and
just a section of about 4 songs, just to give you an idea of a little cross section of what Jesse does.
What you can do.
This first one is part of that. It's a groove track, man. It's almost like an It's Your Thing or something. But this is the one I was going to put her voice on, and we did. And
kind of like an answer to the, like the cat calls of Bro Country, like the
right.
Hey girl, it's kind of the reverse.
It's the girl intimidating the boy,
They all intimidate me.
Hey there, boy, do your daddy let you date? Hey there, boy, do your daddy let you date? We're gonna stay out late. On a scale of 1 to 10, he's about an 8. You can ride me around this little old town and buy my dinner plate. I said, hey there, boy, do your daddy let you date? Do you date? Ask your daddy. Ask your daddy. Do you date? Oh, ask your daddy. Ask your daddy.
There you go.
There we go. So there's the first one. My loves, come along. My lonely days are over. And life is like a song. Oh, yeah, at last. The skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped up in clover. The night I looked at you, I found a dream that I could speak to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill that I have never known. Oh, you smile. Oh, and then the spell was cast. And here we are in heaven. For you are mine at last. Oh, baby.
Oh, wait.
You gotta throw oh, baby in there. Whatever happened to the yodeling cowgirls that rode across the silver screen? The ones who rode with Roy and all the other boys who rode their Angel Tex and Jean. Whatever happened to the yodeling cowgirls that I'm too young to know? Well, they can still be found and have them come to town and put us on a yodeling show. And they'll go yodeloo-dee, 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 yodeloo-dee. Hey, hey, yodeloo-dee, 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 yodeloo-dee. Hi, Che-cho-che, I'm the lady, yodeloo-dee, yodeloo-dee, yodeloo-dee. Hi, Che-cho-che, I'm the lady, yodeloo-dee, yodeloo-dee, yodeloo-dee. Hi, yodeloo-dee, 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 yodeloo-dee. Oh, yeah.
I butchered that, no end.
We certainly do appreciate you taking your time to come down here and be with us today. It's just been delightful, and we wish you all the best of the future. And I know that it's just all you have to do is just go to sleep and wake up a few more days, and that great big bright future will be waiting on you, because you have all kinds of talent. Rob, thanks for coming down, buddy.
Man, my pleasure.
And just know that you're welcome. Anytime, we'd love to have you come back and see us and keep us posted.
We're going to come back down here. We're going to come back down to Daddy Billy's to get about to eat.
Oh, my gosh.
Jesse's falling in love with Tullahoma.
I'm done. Tullahoma, y'all made it so, we had an absolute blast today.
Well, folks, thanks a whole lot. And until next time, be safe, be successful, have fun.
Thank you, John.
The main thing out of all of this is it ain't no good unless it's fun to do.
Oh, well,
don't punish yourself. Have fun.
I think you can see we're having fun. John Andre Gray. John Gray.
Yeah. You talked to Florence, didn't you? Yeah. Okay.
Andre, that's right.
Folks, we'll be back after this, okay?